This is for everybody on Patreon. Thank you so much for your support. Today I want to talk about the way that I would structure solo training. So this is based off another conversation I was having with someone back in Goa, a student back in Goa, who wanted to know what's the best structure that they should use for their own solo training. And so I broke it down for them a little bit differently because they were asking in a Muay Thai context, but in Kali as well you can do this. Again, this is something that I follow now. If you asked me a year ago or if you asked me 2 years from now, I may have a different answer about how I think is best to structure it. But because my art also keeps evolving, my understanding keeps evolving. But for now, this is the one that I would recommend you follow. Start out with any sort of warm-up. Now, the way that I warm up is I generally use the Dirty Dozen, which is a set of 12 exercises in Pikiti, which is meant to strengthen the joints and the body to be able to move in the ways that Pikiti requires you to move. Because I don't think that there's much point in just doing generic warm-up movements. That you can do it better. Like, it's fine to warm your body up, but if you can find a way to warm up that's actually also relevant to your art, that's the best. So the Dirty Dozen is specifically that, right? So whichever this is, for example, Dirty Dozen number 11, or you can start from number 1. So it's working my coordination, it's working my footwork, it's working my hips, it's working my whole body, and there are 12 exercises like this. Typically, I will do this with weighted sticks, heavier sticks, my iron pipes, and again, it's warming my body up as well as it's warming my body up specifically for training Pikiti, and that's really important. It's also making me work my coordination footwork at the same time. So that's step 1. After that, I will typically work footwork, just footwork, no hands. I will keep my sticks over here parallel on my shoulder load, parallel to the ground, parallel to each other, and then I will just work footwork. Whatever footwork it is that I want to work at that point of time, whether it's ranging footwork or whether it's diamond footwork or anything else, just open triangle in different ways, different rhythms, take off footwork, whatever it is, I will just drill footwork for a while. Typically, I don't like to count reps and I don't like to set timers. What I will do instead is I will play music, and for each song I will have an exercise to do. So if I'm doing just footwork, maybe I'm going to do just footwork for 2 songs or 3 songs. I prefer this way of doing it over timers, but there's nothing wrong with putting a timer either. The aim is to have some sort of structure so you know how long you're doing something for. However, if there's ever a day where all you want to do is footwork, there's nothing wrong with that either. So after my warm-up, after my footwork, then on top of whatever footwork I've just done, I'm going to add some striking patterns or some stick patterns. So let's say it's ranging footwork, right? And I want to work on my guntings. So I'm just going to layer my gunting motion over my ranging footwork motion. And then I'm just going to spend time training this. Again, using the same concept of, I don't set timers and set reps. I'll play music, and then however many songs I want to do this for, I will just do this. So the footwork and the whatever striking pattern over that is pretty good technical training. But if you want to now, anything that's specific that you want to work on, let's say that there was a set of movements that I want to revise. Let's say I want to work 64 attacks, right? So now is when I'm going to start revising my 64 attacks, and I'm going to go through it and spend as much time as I want to spend on revising that specific set. Or it could be anything else. It could be tri-V combinations that I want to revise. So now is when I'm going to spend some time revising whatever it is that I've slated to revise over there. This on its own is a pretty good chunk of technical solo training. After this, I will then go into some free flow. So this, again, I'll play music, and I'll make sure that I'll do 1 set of flowing on my right hand, completely on my right hand, 1 set of flowing just on my left hand, and then 1 set of double weapons, right? Whatever it is that I'm doing, 1 set of just double weapons. And again, that set can be time-based, or like I like to do it, I'll play a song for each one. Generally, I like to have songs that are relatively similar in length, so I'm not doing 5 minutes on my right hand and 2 minutes on my left hand. I want to have equal work on both hands. And then I'm going to end my training with some tire work. So I have a tire set up in the school, and then I'm going to spend some time just striking the tire in whichever striking pattern that I have chosen, whether it's fluid strikes, broken and fluid strikes, jabbing, umbrellas, triangle ones, whatever it is. And I'm going to make sure that as much as I'm doing on my right hand, I'm going to do on my left hand. This is a pretty good structure for your solo training. Apart from this, separately I do a strength and conditioning session, and separately I'll do a run. I won't combine all of these things together because then it just becomes too much. This is a technical training session where I'm working on the technical aspects of the art.